So in today's video, I want to talk about something that many people don't even know about. All right, because if you are somebody, let's say you have been putting money, into GTbank, and then you see it as an investment. Now the chances are that your money is stuck. All right, what I mean by that is that your money is not actually growing, because you might be thinking, oh, my money is a GTbank and it's making me money, but at the end of the day, you will now find that it's not even making you money and it's not growing. But I'm not trying to tell you that GTbank is a scam. That's not what I'm saying. It is a legit, banking system and investment, company. All right. So it is not a scam. But there's a difference between, you actually investing your money or getting your money to work for you, and also, saving your money. You see, there are two different things, and many people don't even know the difference. And this is something I want to talk about today in this video. But before we continue, my name is Paul, and in this channel I teach you how to invest your money. So if you're interested in learning how to invest, then make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, so that whenever I drop any video, you'll be the first to be notified. Now, first of all, I want to quickly say this before I show you exactly what you are supposed to do. Many a times, there was a time I actually, put money in a bank like this. So I thought the money was growing, but I didn't know that I was actually losing money. Not until I actually knew exactly, what I was supposed to do. All right, because there's a lot of hype on social media, about, GTbank, you invest your money in GTbank and growing. But the worst part is that many people don't even tell you the downside. You see, I'm not somebody that just tells you the positive side. I also like to tell you the negative side. Of course, you know that whatever investment you are involving yourself, you know that is actually risky. All right. So I'm not a financial advisor. So whatever information I'm sharing with you right now is due to my due diligence and from my experience. So what I'm going to show you now is exactly how to put your money in GTbank the right way, so that you don't get to lose your money, and so that your money can begin to grow, for you over time. All right. The first thing you are going to do is to open a stock trading account. There's a lot of brokers that you can use there. If you don't know what brokers are basically platforms through which you can invest your money in companies like GTbank. Now, one of the examples is, let's say, Bamboo. Of course, many people know Bamboo, and then we also know the Stanbic IBTC. We know the Trove. They also have the Invest Now. We also have the Chaka. We have Cowrywise. So these are a lot of brokers that you can use to invest, in GTbank. So once you have gotten your app ready, you've done all the necessary, registration, then just go into the app and then you just search for GTCO, all right, on the app. And then you also specify the unit that you want, all right. And the good thing is that with this kind of investment, you can start with as low as even 5,000, 10,000 naira. And then over time, you can begin to add money to this amount, because the more money you spend, the higher chances of you making more money. Because of course, if you don't have much money, you can just start with a little amount, maybe like 10,000 naira. But the downside is that your money will begin to grow gradually, little by little. Sometimes you might even think, and it's going to look like you are almost losing your money. And this is the reason why you have to, keep adding some money. All right. So this is one of the things. And the more money you add, the more your money increases. Of course, like I said, there's no investment that does not carry risk. All right. Always make sure to invest what you can afford to lose. Now, the second one is that you can actually buy GT mutual funds. All right. So GTbank has different investment for mutual funds. They have the one that is called the Guaranty Trust Balanced Fund. There's another one called Guaranty Trust Dollar Fund, and they also have Guaranty Trust Equity Income Fund, and also they have the Guaranty Trust Fixed Income. So these are some of the mutual funds that you can invest in. There's a lot of them. There are very, very many. Now, this is how you can invest. You can invest. Now, you can also visit a website like a GT Fund Manager's website, or you can download the app and just get started. So, like I said, you can start with 10,000 naira, and then you keep adding it to, you can keep adding money to it, all right, over time, so that your money can grow more. All right, so that is it. And also you can also invest in any of other GT Bank investment products. All right, so we have the GT Target Savings Account. All right, so this is one that actually helps to save your money automatically. All right, so let's assume you can do it for a house rent. You want to invest for a house rent. A lot of investment, something just feel you want to use the money for in the future, so they can begin to save the money automatically. And then we also have the GT Bank fixed term deposit. So this is where you can deposit some money for a fixed period. Maybe like you can be like, let's say, between 30 to 80 days, or you can even increase the days you want to invest the money. And then the good thing about this one is that you're going to earn higher interest than just saving your money. So this is one of the investment you can do. And then you can also invest in treasury bills, maybe through GT Bank. So what you can do is that you can visit any of the branch. So you can also contact your manager, so that you can complete the required forms. All right. Another thing is treasury bills. Now, one good thing about treasury bills is that they are backed by the government, and you can easily assess them for, like, let's say, 91 days, 180 days, or even 364 days, depending on the plan that you have chosen. And the risk for this kind of investment is that it's very, very low, because, like I said before, it is backed by the government. So, like I said, you can contact your account manager, or maybe you can even visit any GT Bank, or you can also check the fund manager's website. So, guys, this is actually the best way to invest in GT Bank.